Holy guacamole, you're here already. I better start the show. Hi. Welcome. Turn on the volume. Pump up the jams. Tell me your name, who you are, where you're deplorable from. And we'll get started in just a minute. My name is Rusty Humphries. This is the Rusty Humphries Rebellion. Let's see here. Make sure you share the video. Chuck is here. As you check in, give me some thumbs ups, give me some hearts, share some love. Tonight's program is powered by the nice folks at Right Wing News. Thank you very much. Also, Liberty One TV. Are you a subscriber yet? If not, you're missing out. Also, check out Spreely. It's Speak Freely. And that's an alternative to the particular social media thing we're on right now. Also, tonight, if you would please, check out Virtual Shield for a VPN to protect yourself and your family. Make sure no one's stealing your data. And if you have a family that you love, and I know you do, contact the Humphries Group. That's me and my team, my guys, anyway, the Humphries Group. We are here to help protect you and your family. Mortgage protection, life insurance, stuff that nobody wants to talk about. And one of the reasons why is because you don't know who you can trust. Looks like I've frozen on Facebook for a second. I'm still here. Have I frozen for you? I'm frozen like this. It's really weird. See if I can get out of it for a second. Can I get back on? There we go. I think I'm on now. Nobody likes talking about it, but it's so important. It is life-changing for your family if something were to happen to you or your loved one, your best friend. So let me help you protect your home, protect your family. All right, life, mortgage. I don't do health insurance, and I don't do car insurance, okay? But I do the stuff that really, really, really makes a big difference in your life. How do you find out more? Email me your name, age, city and state, and a phone number, and I'll get back to you. Email it to rustyonline777@gmail. rustyonline777@gmail.com. Okay? rustyonline777@gmail.com. Okay. Let's get to work. So, I asked the question, is this the end of our republic? I really believe that when half the country thinks it's okay that someone can be accused and everybody believes them without any due process, we're in big trouble. We're in big, big trouble. Huge nation-changing trouble. I've stated before, I'll state it again, the baby boom generation, okay, their parents were the greatest generation. The baby boom generation is the worst generation. Now, the millennials, the ones after them, they're catching up. Narcissistic, just nasty. Now, everybody in the baby boom generation? No. Everybody in the millennial generation? No. I'm kidding. No. But they've caused quite a bit of damage. Let's say hi really fast and then get some stories. Actually, the National Review, who I have not liked for a while because they were very anti-Trump, because they were so inside the Beltway, they were so in the swamp. They actually are doing some good reporting today, and I'll share it with you in just a minute. David's there. Lana's in Texas. John is saying, what's up, John? What's up? Diane's in Beaverton, Michigan. Chris checking in. Kelly, hi. Leo is in Alabama. John is in Bryan, Texas. Kara's checking in. Hi. Calvin is a deplorable from Lawrenceville, PA. Williams wanting to know, what's up, Rusty? I'm just working. William, what's up with you? Kara's here. Jack is here. BC, Dave, Dennis, Tom, Dave, Johnny, Donna, Patrick, Jerry, Suzanne, Terry in Athens, Texas. Sterling is there. Jeffrey in Grant, Florida, saying, rock on. Rock on, brother. Hey, kid, rock and roll, rock on. Ooh, my soul. Jan, Kathy, Jackie, Shelly, Lisa, Jackie, Jerry, Sita in Reno, Sharon, Kathy, Reese, Miguel. Jackie says we can't just do this. We need to stand up. Sharon's in Illinois. Dave's there. Jack says, personally, I think the Second Civil War has started. I hope not. Nancy says, get off my Facebook. You get on my Facebook. When? I don't like it. I don't like anybody that I don't agree with, so you get on my Facebook. When? When? I'm so sorry, Nancy. When? You get off my Facebook. You get off my Facebook, Nancy. Bill's a baby boomer and proud of it. Haven't heard from Michael Damian in a while. No, we got to get Michael Damian on. Okay, let's get to some of the questions, shall we? Let's see here. This is interesting. So, according to the latest information, Ford's polygraph statement is inconsistent with the letter to Dianne Feinstein, lawyers for Christine Blasey Ford, the woman who's accused Brett Kavanaugh. Blah, 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 blah. Released the results of the polygraph test she passed in August on Wednesday, one day before she was scheduled to publicly testify. Almost immediately after the results, do we want to read it? See if we get how they come up here. Can I see any more? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in there. So let's just get the summation, shall we? Almost immediately after the results were released, inconsistencies in Ford's testimony were pointed out. The written statement used as the basis for the polygraph said there were 4 people present at the party where the alleged assault occurred, but at some point 4 people was crossed out and replaced with 4 boys and a couple of girls. Both of these versions of events are inconsistent with the letter that Ford sent in July to Senator Dianne Feinstein. Interesting. In which she described the party attendees as consisting of me and 4 others. They were also clashed with what Ford's statement was to the Washington Post, stating there were 4 boys present at the party, a claim that she has since retracted. Okay. In the Post article published September 16th, Ford conceded that her therapist's notes detailing her description of the party were also inconsistent with her recollection. Interesting. Okay. So far, Ford has identified Kaiser Kavanaugh and the Georgetown prep classmate Mark Judge as being present at the party. All right. Interesting. Do you buy it? Kentucky Plurable there. Francis is there. Flee the Cities. Reese is saying data sculpting. Jessica's saying pray for our Supreme Court. Miguel is there. Mike is there. Carol says nope. Way too much fighting before the end of our republic. The leftists will lose. Okay. My good friend Jeff Cooner, who I haven't talked to, I need to give him a call. I guess on his radio show today, I'm going to play you a clip of a radio show. He had a family friend of Julie Swetnick, who is the other person that is accusing Kavanaugh, right? Now, you know this story. Okay, so supposedly, now Brett Kavanaugh didn't just almost rape one girl. Not only was he yesterday, he was a part of a gang rape club. Now he was the leader of the gang rape club. Remember, I always tell you, liars always take it one step too far. And these guys are taking it far, far, far too far. Anyway, so now she's saying, well, I was at 10 of these parties. Okay, she was out of high school. I don't know about you. Did you go to high school parties when you were in college and older? I know I sure didn't. And so supposedly she went to and saw 9 rape parties until the 10th one where she got raped herself. Beverly says, how blind could anybody be not to see this as a setup by the Democrats again? Matthew's there. Laverne is a California deplorable. Randy says, what do you mean one day? They've already doing it in some states. Feinstein edited it. Third accuser, Avante's client, had a restraining order in Florida for threatening ex's ex-wife baby. All right, the polygraph was conducted by her attorney, according to Josh. All right, so anyway, a family friend, according to this interview, a family friend of Julie Swetnick, this girl that supposedly went to high school parties, called up my friend Jeff Cooner today. I have not heard the interview. Let's listen to it together here on the Rusty Humphries Rebellion.
URKO, okay, explosive allegations now from a third accuser. Her name is Julie Swetnick. She says that she witnessed both Kavanaugh and Mark Judge, his friend, when they were in high school at these parties, give women grain alcohol, spike their drinks with drugs such as Quaaludes to get them so drunk or stoned so that they could then be gang raped by numerous boys who would line up outside the door. She says that Kavanaugh himself would line up at this door waiting to sexually assault these women. She says that she was a victim of one of these gang rapes herself. She says that Kavanaugh was the ringleader of this gang rape network. And now, as I speak to you, literally, Chuck Grassley, the chairman of the Senate Judiciary Committee, has now said she's going to have her story heard, this Julie Swetnick, and that the committee's lawyers are now reaching out to Michael Avenatti, the lawyer for Julie Swetnick, to get more information from her. So she may also have to go in front of the Senate Judiciary Committee. It's accusation after accusation after accusation. But notice, no corroboration. But now the strategy is clear. Just accuse this man to death and push it till after the midterm elections. Thomas in Boston, you're up next. Go ahead, Thomas.
Hi, Jeff.
Hi.
I just wanted to say that I got a call this morning from my sister down in Maryland, and she told me, she said, can you believe this news this morning? I said, what? She said, Julie Swetnick is the newest accuser of from Avenatti. I said, you're kidding. Anyway, we grew up right near the Swetnicks. We knew her parents, Marty and Elaine, well. They were always over at our house. We knew Julie. They grew up in Montgomery Village near Lake Whetstone. I think my father, who was the school administrator, had her in his school. My sister had her in classes there at Montgomery Village Junior High.
Okay, as this goes on, I want you to give me a running do you believe this guy, and do you believe his story? Again, I have not heard the story yet. I'm listening to it with you. I just know that if my friend Jeff Cooner put it out, it's got to be good. Okay, Alan says, oh my God, two unsupervised drunk teenagers. If Kavanaugh was there, resulted in a momentary try of something. Ronald says, Ted Kennedy drowned a gal and won for 50 years. That's true. All right, so let's get back. I want your running commentary on what a family friend said about Julie Swetnick. She is the new accuser of Judge Kavanaugh.
I believe it was. Anyway, my sister said, can you believe a more such a wacko delusional as Julie Swetnick is the accuser? I said, you're kidding me, right? Anyway, I Googled this morning on the social media. I'm shocked. I'm shocked. I don't want to say anything negatory or defamatory because I want to talk to my sisters first. I haven't had a chance to talk to my other sisters. I've got 3 sisters. But growing up, we always knew that Julie not only had issues, but she had a full subscription. Okay. And then to have this come, I mean, geez, blast from the past in this national case was shocking. But, yeah, we knew her parents well. We kind of knew all the issues. And Elaine would always, talk with my mom about all the issues, the issues of substance abuse and mental issues and everything else from Julie. So I used to hear that stuff. My mom used to talk about, Elaine is, at wit's end regarding Julie and all of her problems and da-da-da. Secondly, I'd like to say this. Montgomery Village, the circle that she was in, the social circle, was quite a distance from Bethesda. Certainly that area down there, off Rockville Pike, where Georgetown Prep is, where the Kavanaughs were. There's quite a distance, probably about half an hour. As you know, Jeff, you're from the DC area.
Yes, I used to live there and work near there.
I know that Julie had moved down there later on, and that her mother was subsidizing her living, like in DC and Northwest and down in Bethesda. But Julie had absolutely, there's no way that she would have encountered these same social circles, certainly not during high school, when she was, up in Montgomery Village and probably, going to parties with people from Seneca Valley, certainly not Georgetown Prep. Anyway,
Thomas, hold on. Thomas, this isn't, you have no idea what an important phone call this is. Brittany, what I want you, Thomas, don't hang up. What I want you to do, absolutely, Brittany, is this segment of the show, we got to get this to Drudge. I got to get this to Matt Drudge. I got to get this to people in the Trump administration, because this is huge, because Kavanaugh's confirmation now literally hangs by a thread. So, Thomas, what you're saying is, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, what you're saying is that your family knew her. You don't want to defame her, which I get that. But that basically the Julie Swetnick that you knew as a teenager, how do I say this, had psychological issues, had mental issues, correct?
But Jeff, I want to be cautious about this, because this is all secondhand.
No, I understand that. It's coming from your sisters who knew her more than you did. But what you're saying is there were issues.
And even her mother, I used to know her mother. Her mother was a junk dealer. Her mother got a degree in geology, and she worked in the junk business. And in Frederick, I don't know if you're familiar with Frederick. She had odds and ends. She had a little bin there. That's how she befriended my mother. My mother was like in antiques, and they became very close friends. Very close friends. Both of her parents passed away about 20 years ago. Marty was Marty, I knew him well. He worked in the Manhattan Project. He was a PhD in physics from NYU, and we talked all the time about his experience with that. And Elaine and I were very close, and we talked a lot. And she used to tell my mother about all the problems she was having with Julie. And I don't want to say anything specifically, but this is all stuff that I heard.
Okay, Thomas, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Your family knew their family, and as you say, you knew her parents, or your parents knew her parents, quite well, or they knew each other. What you're saying, Thomas, is you don't believe her.
As my sister said when she called this morning, she goes, "Can you imagine a more delusional whack job is the one that came forward against Kavanaugh? I mean, this national story involving the Supreme Court. I mean, Jeff, it's so unbelievable. Someone like this, they were, even though both of them had decent backgrounds, Marty and Elaine, they were very middle class of that. And that area, Lake Whetstone, is their house. I had been over to their house a number of times, and they were very middle class.
Well, okay? I'll tell you this. It's not Holston Arms. It's not Georgetown Prep. It's not Bethesda. It's not Chevy Chase. It's not Christine Ford and Kavanaugh, the circles they used to run around with.
It's not, Jeff. I mean, they would be entirely there's an infinite gulf between the social classes, and even the distance between Montgomery Village and where she was and Bethesda in Georgetown Prep, that whole
Thomas.
Go ahead.
Buddy, I'm up against it. You have no idea how grateful and thankful I am that you called. Thank you very much. You have done this country a huge service. I'm going to get this to Drudge as soon as I can. Thank you, Thomas. Look, think about it, just logically. I know I'm up against it, Brittany, but I want all of you to think about it. All of those weeks and weeks of hearings where there was a circus.
All right, there's music going on. I can't play it. Facebook may cancel. I want to make sure that you are able to see this video and you're able to hear it, and I hope you'll share this, because Jeff Cooner is absolutely right. That is an important interview. Somebody that knew this woman, and everybody back in the day thought she had mental issues, and ex-boyfriends called her, says she has mental issues. But why would she do it and lie? Because she wants attention. And a guy like Michael Avenatti, the Stormy Daniels lawyer, wants nothing more than attention. So this is not a shock. What's a shock, again, is that anybody would believe her, and that this continues to go forward. Your thoughts on the interview? I'm very curious what you had to say. Thumbs ups, hearts. If you think she's right and I'm wrong, I mean the frowny face. Anne-Marie saying hi. Hi, Anne-Marie. Greg is there drain the swamp. Fred is saying red all the way. Bill says, we know Avenatti runs with stories and only researches his clients when forced into it. Sammy says it's a Democrat circus for sure. Gerald says, bingo, Rusty. Josh says, I'm sure she was paid well. I don't think somebody who's just looking for the attention is doing it for money. It's more about attention, ego strokes, being invited to the cool kids parties, being, again, one of the things I didn't know was that she was a middle-class kid and she wanted to pretend, or she wants to pretend that she was hanging out with the cool rich kids. Well, what a great way to get in with the cool rich kids now by claiming something against this guy Kavanaugh, Judge Kavanaugh, and then all of the embracement that's going to come from the left. Oh, she's going to be embraced. They're going to love her. Love, love, love her. Did she happen to come into some money? Asked Sherry. I don't know. Tracy said, great interview. Yeah, Jeff Cooner does a great, he's a good friend of mine. As a matter of fact, one of the first radio shows he ever did was mine. And he went to one of my wedding, and it's actually my best man at one of them. I hate to say one of them, but my wife passed away. Anyway. Of course she did great interview, Gerald, exactly. Maybe she wants to write a tell-all book. Yeah, that's part of it. Of course she does. Liberal smear campaign, confirm him now, says Brian. Dorothy says it stems from low self-esteem. Absolutely. Bill says, nope, she doesn't want money. She wants attention. Carol Ann says, believe the woman. I'm a woman. I say she's lying. Now are they going to believe me? Good question, Carol Ann. Tracy said, I just changed my party status as of 3 days ago because I can't stand the hatred coming from the left. Well, Tracy, welcome. Welcome to the good side of the force. And you know what? You may not agree with everything Donald Trump says, Republicans say, conservatives say. Guess what? I don't either. But I do know one thing. We as conservatives are fighting for the red, white, and blue. We're fighting for our children. We're fighting for our posterity. We're fighting for freedom. We're fighting for freedom of speech. We're fighting to do the right thing, not just what feels good. Sometimes it's harder to do the right thing. The left has turned into a bunch of children. College campus culture has taken over. And just like I had to tell my daughter, who's 18 years old, going into college soon, no today and no yesterday, somebody needs to tell these college kids now no, but instead we're embracing them, and whatever idiot thing they come up with, we got to go with. And it's wrong, and it's stupid. It's stupid. Pamela says, someone paid for her lawyer and expenses. Yeah. Oh, I'm yawning. I'm sorry. It's been a long day. I can't believe I just yawned on you. I'm sorry. I meant nothing. No disrespect with that. Sorry about that. Wanda says, smear job by the Dems. That's all it is. Kamala Harris has over 3,600 anti-Kavanaugh ads and is fundraising off this. That's awful. Rebecca says, I hear now there's a fourth accuser. There's going to be 400. If people start finding out, if ladies start finding out you can get attention for this, it's going to be all over the place, especially if you're not held accountable. What I want is when it is proven that these women lied, that they are prosecuted. I want them prosecuted because I don't want people to do this again. This is so wrong. It's so wrong, and Democrats should say the same thing too. This is wrong. Now, unlike Democrats, if I'm wrong, I'll say so. And if Ford comes out and is credible, I'll admit to that. Oh, well, maybe there's something we didn't know. There's a picture of Brett Kavanaugh doing something. I don't know. Okay. I would apologize. I would say, you know what? I didn't know that when it came. But when was the last time you heard somebody from the Democrat Party go, you know what? I blew that one. I was wrong. Never. Ever. That's what's so shocking to me. Juanita says it's a witch hunt. Tracy says thank you. Chris says amen. Kimberly, oh, what a tangled web we weave when we set out to deceive. Yep. Greg says, yep, want a smear job on a good man and his family. Harry says, don't tread on us. Pamela says, I know a lot of people that changed to red. I don't like us being called red. Red's commie colors, but they switched it in like the 80s or something. I don't know why. Dave says, we're fighting the gutless Republicans too. Absolutely. If I was Mitch McConnell, I would have voted this a long time ago. Oh, okay, let's just take a quick vote. Are any Democrat senators going to vote for Kavanaugh no matter what? No, we don't like him. He's bad. Trump bad. Everybody bad. Trump's the devil. We don't like the devil, even though we don't believe in God. We don't like the devil, and so we're not voting for him. Oh, okay, you're not going to vote no matter what? No, nothing, no matter what. Oh, okay, well, let's just vote now. So, because he can't change your mind. You voted a block because you're a bunch of lemmings, you're a bunch of idiots. You got to do what Chuck Schumer tells you to do. By the way, can you imagine waking up every day going, I got to do what Chuck Schumer or Nancy Pelosi has to say every day? I mean, how low do you have to be? I mean, two of the scummiest people in the history of our country. And as a Democrat, you got to listen to them and follow them? Oh, my gosh. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Carol Ann says, if it's too easy, it's got to be wrong. Daddy said that. Donald says, Americans refuse to breed and have children, so you are extinct and being replaced by Islam and Sharia law. Joy says, crooks, all of them. Kara changed hers from Democrat to Republican in 2001 after 9/11 when Dems started blaming Bush for the terrorist attacks. Mark says Democrats want a third world country. Robert says it's definitely a smear job. We got a fight on our hands. Diane says, I'm a female. I would never accuse anyone if it never happened. Is that what it's supposed to be? That's what I don't get, why Democrats are just going, oh, okay, well, this is great. The ends don't justify the means. The ends justify the means. And for some reason, these guys in the Democrat Party right now think that this is okay. You know why? Again, childish behavior. We have to be the adults. I'm hoping that Democrats will grow up and join us, bring this country together. We don't have to agree on everything. But one of the things that the Democrats do is, oh, if you don't agree with us, you're racist, you're Hitler, you're a homophobe, you're a whatever. No, I'm not. I just think you're an idiot. And because I think you're an idiot doesn't mean that I'm a hater. The only one hating is you, Mr. Liberal. Bill says, how about this? They're not believing the 65 women that are standing up for Brett. These women know him firsthand, not hearsay. Yeah. Red Wave November 6th, says Darlene. Hope you're right, Darlene. Frank says, America is a republic. You can't vote to support Democratic and consider yourself as an American. You know, unfortunately, too many people have been taught by the public schools that have taught us our whole lives that we live in a democracy. And the truth is, it took me a few years getting out of high school and college to learn the truth. Our founding fathers, well, one of the things that was so great about them is they did a little thing called, what was it called? It was called, reading. They read and they studied history. And one of the things they did not want, and it was near the top of the list, is we do not want a democracy. Democracy is mob rule. When you see Antifa running through the streets and breaking stuff and hurting people and doing whatever the hell they want, that's democracy in action. Absolutely. I don't want that. Do you? We have a republic. And part of the reason we have a republic is that we elect people to try to slow the mob down. Calm down, mob. And Republicans can do it sometimes too. But we got to slow down. In the words of the great philosopher, Robert Van Winkle, also known as Vanilla Ice, we need to stop, collaborate, and listen. Ice is back with a brand new invention. Something grabs a hold of me tightly, floats like a harpoon daily and nightly. Will it ever stop? Yo, I don't know. Turn off the lights and I'll glow. To the extreme, I rock a mic like a vandal. I light up the stage and wax a chump like a candle. Okay, I just lost it there. I'm sorry. No, my parents weren't cousins. You might think. What else is going on? Another story today. Avenatti dodges on Kavanaugh's sexual assault accusation. Appearing on The View today, Michael Avenatti refused to answer when asked if his client, Julie Swetnick, had been sexually assaulted by Brett Kavanaugh moments after he went public with the claims that the Supreme Court nominee was present during her gang rape. Did he do anything to this particular woman, Julie Swetnick, or is she alleging that she has just seen him aggressive with other women? Well, I think the allegations, Sonny, if you read further in the declaration, are far more specific relating to Judge Brett Kavanaugh's conduct, including the attempts to drug women by placing grain alcohol or drugs in the punch of these parties. Many of these women end up gang raped, unfortunately. Okay, well, the details in this declaration are specific. They're shocking. But above else, they are true. My client stands behind them 100%. Okay, well, again. Oh, do we have video? Here's the video. He doesn't give a clear yes or no, they say. Let's check it out.
Did he do anything to this particular woman?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't get the question.
Did he do anything to this particular woman, Julie Swetnick, or is she alleging that she just has seen him be aggressive with other women?
Well, I think the allegations, Sonny, if you read further in the declaration, are far more specific and relating to Brett Kavanaugh's conduct towards women in general, including the attempts to drug women by placing grain alcohol and or drugs in basically the punch at these parties, that many of these women ended up gang raped, unfortunately.
By the way, wait a second. A high school kid put alcohol in the punch at a party? What? What? You're kidding? Really? Now, that wasn't my scene. But I saw Animal House. I've seen movies. I know kids did it. I mean, and again, I don't believe Brett Kavanaugh had anything to do with it. But what we are trying to do is we're trying to make, and they're doing it with all of history right now, the left is. How dare you not know the way we were going to feel in 2018? You should have handled yourself back then the way we think you should have handled yourself now. Whether it's Civil War stuff or Washington and Jefferson or whatever the hell it is. You should have known that we were going to say that men dressing up as women is okay and that they should be able to go into women's bathrooms and you can't say anything about it. How you should have known. You should have known that gay people were going to get married. Based on, I mean, neither one of these things in the history of the world ever happened. And it's both, they're all happened in the past 20 years. Less than that. When did they start having legalized gay marriage? And again, do whatever you want. Kara, I saw Grease. That's right. I saw Grease too. Kinnicky? Mm-hmm. That Kinnicky was trouble. All right, let's get back to Michael Avenatti, who is I just think is one of the biggest jokes. Really one of the biggest jokes I've ever seen.
Definitely. I mean, the details in this declaration are specific. They are shocking, but above all else, they are true. And my client stands behind them 100%.
Now, when she's proven to be a liar, what happens?
Having an opportunity to meet with one or more FBI agents, hopefully, and describe what happened. And she's also prepared to testify if she's permitted to do so.
I'm sorry. I need to clear something up. And you're absolutely. Remember, I said that if I say that I've done something wrong, I will admit to it. And I'm going to do it right now. Kanicki did not spike the punch in Greece at Rydell High. It was Sunny. And I apologize. I was wrong. It was wrong to accuse the wrong person. And now I am pointing my finger at Sunny. And I want this cleared up, and I want it cleared up right now. And of course, that was at the National Bandstand Dance-Off. When, by the way, Bruce Fontaine, wasn't that his name? Was certainly in his 20s, probably his 30s, who was trying to child molest Marciano. What was her first name? One of the Pink Ladies. By the way, at that same time, Elvis was marrying a 14-year-old, or dating her anyway. Things change. They do. And why we don't understand and accept. Yeah, like Donna said, Vince Fontaine, thank you, Kurt. I've only seen Grease, I don't know, 1,000 times. I can't remember any of the names. Donald says she was 19 when the kids were 15 to 17. She attended and watched and may have had sex at a couple of those parties. Some crazy. I know it. I'll tell you something else. That was my era, okay? I graduated high school in 1983. I went to one of those parties. I lasted 15 minutes because it just didn't do anything for me. But I know a lot of kids to this day who are adults now who went to those. Did they drink? Yes, they did. Did they smoke the marijuana? Yes, they did. Did they do anything harder? Not that I know of. I don't think so. I think the marijuana was pretty much as far as anybody went in my community anyway. They could have, I just didn't know. Oh, Jerry Lee Lewis, he married his young cousin. Thank you, Kara. Were there rapes going on back then? Not that I know of. But they did drink, and they did cause trouble, and they did party, and they did smoke, and they did all those things. Is it right? No. Did they do it? Yes. Did their parents wish they didn't? No. I mean, yes, the parents wish they didn't. They probably now look back and go, gosh, that was pretty stupid. But we don't go, let's destroy their lives over it, do we? All right, a little bit more from The View, shall we?
To the U.S. Senate. But under no circumstances should Brett Kavanaugh be confirmed to the U.S. Supreme Court until these allegations and others are fully vetted and all of the facts and the truth are known. You know, Brett Kavanaugh went on Fox a couple days ago, and he stated that he wanted an opportunity to be heard. Well, he's had an opportunity to be heard. He can certainly have an opportunity to be heard further by the FBI and others. I want my client to have an opportunity to be heard. I want Dr. Ford to have an opportunity.
Your clients never go away, Michael. Yeah, I mean, you'll do these 3, and then you'll make up 3 more, and you'll make up 5 more, and all this is about Michael Avenatti getting some airtime. Man. All right, Skip says, get him, Rusty, you're doing great. Thank you. Sita says, if she was 19 years old drinking with 17-year-olds, she was contributing to the delinquency of minors. Yep. And if she had the yum-yum with some of those kids, was she not statutory raping them? She could be a rapist too, right? Is she a rapist? I don't know, you tell me. I remember when people would go, oh, look at Sarah Palin or Michelle Bachmann. She got crazy eyes. Don't talk about Crazy Eyes or Crazy Eyes. Joey Behar, I'm looking at you. Whoopi Goldberg, I'm looking at you. Cray, cray. That's what I got to say. Bingo, says Carol. He said the magic word should not be confirmed until. Those darn Democrats. Thank you, Carol Ann. Carolyn says, yes, she is. We won't lose our republic, says Dixie. If the conservatives get out and vote the Dems out, words have consequences. Kara says Avenatti seems like a smug, arrogant ass. Yep. How many women he had to try to get with? Oh, can you imagine ladies getting hit on by that guy? Oh, yeah. I'd like to hear the women tell stories about him. See how he likes getting accused. Very good. The View needs different hosts. I would know it's not a show that I watch. All right, thumbs ups. Thumbs up. Share the video. Share the video. Share the video. Do you watch Liberty One TV? Some good shows there. Jeremy Hansen does a good job. Pete Santelli does a good job. Rob Carson does a good job. Jerome and Jermaine do good jobs. There's some good shows on there. And if you haven't checked them out, you really should. Go to liberty1tv.com and see what they got. Also, while you're there, check out the swag. Check out the merchandise. The coffee cups and the T-shirts and the hats and coffee. All kinds of great stuff. It goes to help keeping us on the air. And if you could help, we're not. Am I saying send me a check for $100? No, I'm saying go buy something. Go buy something that you can use. Just like when I say go and call me or send me an email to help you with one of the most important things of your life, and that's life insurance. And nobody likes to have life insurance. A life insurance salesman, call them. You don't trust them. They're slimy. Do I look slimy to you? I'm not slimy. I just want to help your family. It's just pathetic. I'm just pathetic. Now, I want to be the honest insurance salesman. And it's not even that I'm selling you insurance. I'm just trying to help you understand the process and the products as best possible to help your family. And you might get calls on the phone, or you might get whatever, or you just have put it off. And I promise you, it goes up every day. The more prescriptions you have, the more it goes up. The older you get, the more it goes up. And if you want to protect your family for the least amount possible, I will tell. I work with 35 different insurance companies, good ones too. I don't think I'm allowed to tell you what it is on here, but I'll tell you when I talk to you. But I want to make sure that if you have a death, accidental, or natural causes, that your family is protected and the home is protected. There's disability insurance that'll make your mortgage payments if you become sick or injured. Or these policies, what's great about them is that if something happens to you and you're sick, they'll pay early. Help take care of the doctor bills, the family, go on a trip, or do whatever you need to do. I want you to know that your family's not going to lose their home. And the other thing I want to say is, if you're getting up there in age, I want you to spend all your money. Well, what about the inheritance for the kids? You spend the money, have the greatest time in the world, and buy a little life insurance. Give them the inheritance of life insurance. You party with whatever it is you have. That's what I encourage you to do. And unlike most guys who are going to say, well, you need to have $2 million, I'm going to show you a way to do it for less money and less coverage because you don't need them. Okay? How do you do it? Email me, rustyonline777@gmail.com. rustyonline777@gmail.com. Give me your name. Age is helpful. You don't have to right now, but you can. City and state you're in, and a phone number, a good time to call. Okay? That's it for me. Do yourself a favor And again, contact me, rustyonline777 at gmail.com. I would appreciate that. Oh, and check out Liberty One TV. Thank you to the nice folks at Right Wing News. Tomorrow's Thursday, and I'm starting to do some stuff on Thursdays, so I'm probably not going to be here on Thursdays or Fridays anymore. I may do Fridays, but Thursdays are out for now. Barb says, get him, Rusty. You're doing a great job. Love it. Thank you, Barb. So then let me help you with your insurance and share the video. Okay, let's help each other out. A lot of you, my good friends who watch every night, have not contacted me for me to help your family. Why is that? Let me help you. I'll help you, and you help me. And I promise it's going to be the best insurance experience you'll ever have in your life. Okay? That's it. May God bless you. May God bless America. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Rusty Humphries, and this is the Rusty Humphries Rebellion.